Now, I think it's pretty safe to say that the future of the Star Wars franchise seems to be quite expansive, not just with their books, novels, and comics, but also, of course, we've got their new TV shows and movies that are all set to be announced by this November, and also over at Star Wars Celebration of 2022 next year. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you're new to the channel for future Star Wars updates. Also, by the way, guys, I am on Twitter at Mike01 if you guys want to go ahead and follow me on there. I do post a couple of fun things on there from time to time and interact with you guys. So, the thing that really does intrigue the fans the most about Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni is exactly how dedicated they really are to the overall new universe and exactly what they are really trying to do in order to improve Star Wars to its maximum potential. And that is exactly what they want to do. They want to bring Star Wars to a brand new level that we have never seen before. And that is, of course, by using Legends as a baseline and combining it with the Disney canon to also, on the side note here, keep it as accurate as possible to how things were done in Legends. Basically, what they are already doing right now is they're already recreating the Thrawn Trilogy books, alright? So in the 1990s, we had the Thrawn Trilogy books, which, by the way, were amazing. I do suggest that you guys go ahead and read up on those, because a lot of what Disney is using for the Ahsoka Tano series, and of course future TV shows, is going to be taken directly from those books. So check out those books from the 1990s. Now, on top of all of this, we do know that Jon and Dave have their hands full. They're already working on the marketing of the Book of Boba Fett, which, by the way, guys, a lot of fans are very, very much excited for that because it's going to be very much in tune with the vision of George Lucas and how the original trilogy felt, and how it's really going to introduce so many familiar characters that we're going to go over a little bit later. So, with that being said, what really does excite me the most about all of this is exactly what's been going on with actress Gina Carano as Cara Dune. Now, of course, given that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, they are currently focused on getting ready to market the Book of Boba Fett, that is set to hold many major cameos from the original trilogy by George Lucas. Currently, Jon Favreau is said to be getting ready to begin filming for The Mandalorian Season 3, and is even already beginning to write The Mandalorian Season 4 on the side. Now, the fourth season is set to bring a big return of actress Gina Carano in 2023 as Cara Dune for the show, and is actually said to have a significant role in the series. Further, it's noted that Gina's return as Cara Dune is set to take place roughly 6 to 7 years after the events of Mandalorian Season 3. This massive time jump is for Jon Favreau to explore the post-Return of the Jedi era further, and that he is even planning major design changes for both Cara Dune and Luke Skywalker for the fourth season. This would now explain as to why in Mando Season 4, both Luke and Mara Jade are actually said to have a child, and hold a romance in the series, unlike with Season 3, where the plan is to make Mara Jade a villain, as the tail end of the series actually is gonna pretty much illustrate all of that. Now, Gina Carano's return to Star Wars as Cara Dune is actually said to have been pushed by Jon Favreau, and took tons of convincing by Favreau to the higher-ups over at Disney, making them realize that the fans walked away from the series after Carano's firing, and that this was a good chunk of the fans that decided to walk away. Hardcore fans specifically, which are more important to Disney as they are the ones that religiously purchase merchandise and other products of the Star Wars universe consistently. Now, on top of that also, Cara Dune is planned to have tons of scenes with Ahsoka Tano, portrayed by Rosario Dawson for The Mandalorian Season 4. These scenes are actually set to also involve characters alike, of course, Din Djarin, as well as the return of other surprise characters in the series. Cara Dune is set to also hold deep ties to Leia Organa in The Mandalorian Season 4, and that the creators of Rogue One already have plans to recreate Leia for the fourth season of Mando, to have a handful of scenes with her brother Luke Skywalker, very much like the scene shown as a flashback in Episode 9 by J.J. Abrams. Cara Dune is described to still, however, no longer have a role in Rangers of the New Republic, sadly, but will have an important role for the fourth season of Mando, which Jon Favreau surprisingly is debating on calling it something else. There are debates on if Jon Favreau wants to create a new show, and its fourth season will be treated as, of course, The Mandalorian still, but actually giving it a name change. They want to actually keep the marketing brand of The Mandalorian intact as well. Favreau realizes that the show is beginning to focus on other characters, and that this was the plan all along, and so plans for a name change are in the talks, but regardless, will be considered a 4th season of the series. There was even a title pitched dubbed as The Mandalorian and Crew as a working title for the 4th season. So, let's go over, what really does intrigue the fans the most, alright? So, obviously, the fact that they are taking a lot from Star Wars Legends and combining it with the new is one thing. But bringing back Gina Carano, alright, is something that I think is going to be a little bit of a mixed bag. You still have fans that do not approve of her, but you have a lot of fans also that do support her. Now, I think that Cara Dune was a well-written character. I think that Jon Favreau really approached Gina Carano correctly for portraying that role very much accurately, and they did a fantastic job on doing that. Some fans would go as far to say, she was never really all that much of an important character to begin with until Gina was fired. Maybe that's true, but I always thought that Cara Dune was a very interesting character from the start, to be honest. I'm not just saying that, to be honest. I thought that she was a well-balanced character in the series. And I think that she had a lot more potential for Season 3 and Rangers of the New Republic. But for the 4th season, what really takes me by a big surprise here is that this big time jump is being planned. We're talking about 6 to 7 years after Season 3. Once again, this explains the development and evolution of Luke Skywalker in a more smooth process. Of course, they can't go over every little tidbit of Luke's life, so at least for the Mando series, right? So they're going to actually have these time jumps. In fact, there is said to be some form of a time jump for The Mandalorian Season 3. Nowhere as near as long as Season 4. I also find it very interesting that they are planning to potentially create a new show out of The Mandalorian Season 4, but keeping it in that Mandalorian branding. Even a title being pitched as The Mandalorian and Crew kind of brings it forward to the fact that Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are focusing on other characters, and we already saw that with Season 2. Let's be honest here. Chapter 16, Ahsoka Tano, she stole the show. She really did. At that time, I really do believe that fans were not really thinking all that much of Din Djarin, and were focusing more on Ahsoka Tano. The reason being, let's face it, a lot of fans love the Jedi and the Force lore. They love it. And that's what Jon Favreau wants to dive deeper into. In fact, Jon Favreau even said that's his favorite part of Star Wars, apart from Bounty Hunters, is that he loves the Jedi and the Sith and the Force and all that wizardry type of lore, right? That's what he likes, and that's what he wants to explore, and that's exactly why he dived into it in a significant way for Season 2, and will be doing that for Season 3 again. Even Dave Filoni said that the Force is going to be strong with this season. So anyways, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this entire plan for Gina Carano. And if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.